Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. This is 12-inch PvPenis here with another update on our League of Legends content. So as you guys know, in the last video, I joined an amateur league called the Tilt Champions League. I totally didn't forget that. My editor's got me and she's going to cut that and it's going to look good because my memory is great. Okay, anyway, so we joined a league, boys, which means we have 4 beautiful teammates. You can see them in the team tab over here. I am just about the highest rank in this league. So they ended up putting me in jungle instead of top, so I've been practicing that. If you guys have been watching my streams, I've been playing an absolute ton of jungle. Just trying to get my bearings in the role. I mean, obviously I'm not completely retarded in the role, but you know, I'm struggling. You know, I'm a top laner at heart, so I gotta relearn some things and play a little differently in order to acclimate myself to that system. So in this video, I want to go over my teammates, give them some of their pros, some of their cons, what we're gonna work on. I think this is going to be a pretty good learning experience for those of you who are lower in elo, because you guys can see these guys who are maybe gold or plat and on their way up. We're most probably going to end up diamond and flex queue as we keep playing 5s repeatedly once we get to the end of the TCL, which is going to be about a 6 to 7 week experience if I remember correctly. And in terms of solo queue, I think they might all end up around mid-plat. Right now, Tail Whip is currently at Plat 2. I've been doing with him a lot. He's probably going to end up at Diamond first. I think that Hippo might struggle a little harder getting to Diamond, but hey, we're going to give good advice to everybody here. Y'all know what's up. So we're going to go top to bottom on looking at our teammates here. So the first teammate we're going to be looking at is Hippogriff. Hippogriff is our top laner, and he is a Gold 2 solo duo player. Not a lot of ranked games, but that's okay. He still plays avidly, so it's not a huge issue. As long as he's either playing flex with the team or ranked solo duo, those are really the two things we're looking at to keep your skills sharp. He's coming out of a lull in his gameplay, and so he is looking to shake off some of that rust, so we're playing a lot every day. We're doing less scrims and we're doing more flex just to get more acclimated as a team. We actually see a couple ranked solo games in here that did not go particularly well, but you know what? We all have bad games. So we have played 0 Yone games in Flex, so the 65% win rate you see here is his solo duo win rate on Yone. That's pretty good. Yeah, everything else is suffering quite a lot. His ranked solo set win rate is kind of suffering. We might have to give him some advice on how to do better in his ranked solo games. One of the biggest issues that this player has is his ability to play from behind is a struggle. His in-game communication is kind of weak, and when he is fighting or when he is looking for something, he generally doesn't do it autonomously, and he doesn't communicate it. So that's what we're going to be working on with this player especially. His champ pool isn't really an issue. We're looking at, you know, Set, Shen, Darius, Yone, Yasuo, so he's got more of like a carry look on the game. You know, you can't put him on tanks that much, but that's okay because there are other areas we can put tank in. As you guys already know me, I am our jungler, so me going on tanks isn't really an issue. So I am our team's jungler, as you may have surmised by me saying it 3 times already. I'm currently Diamond 1 solo duo. I was Masters, and then I lost a bunch of games in a row, and now I'm Diamond 1, so I have to get back to that at some point, while also practicing my alternate role on my Smurf, so that'll happen eventually, but we already hit Masters once this season, so I'm kind of content where we're at. As you know, I play a lot of Pantheon, I play a lot of Urgot, and I'm not actually a jungler. So I have been having to play jungle on my alternate account, the real 12-inch. Over here, we can see I have a 67% win rate on Urgot jungle, and we've just been slamming a bunch of Urgot in the jungle. I try to duo with people on my team, and then I play flex queue on my main account with them. So in terms of flex, we're looking at a 75% win rate on Urgot. I think we've actually only lost 3 games as a full team, which is this one, and there's one where I just did not build a jungle item. I started jungle with Corrupting Pod because I'm used to playing top lane Urgot, and that was definitely bad. Things I have to work on, I am a mechanically inept player, and I don't jungle very often, so I have to think about what I'm doing a lot. Helpfully, I am the shot caller of the team, so I can kind of walk around and just kind of dictate where everything's supposed to go. However, I am kind of an overpowering voice when I'm shot calling on the team, so my shot calls are right probably like 80% of the time, but 20% of the time, you know, they're wrong, and sometimes people have dissenting opinions, but, you know, I'm pretty large and in charge, so it's kind of hard for those to get through. Overall, my champ pool is also kind of an issue just because it's so weird. Like, my ability to play damaging jungles such as Graves, Kayn, Kha'Zix, It's all an issue. You know, I can play a lot of top laners that flex into the jungle, such as Urgot, Trundle, Pantheon, Maokai. You know, champions like that I can just run it in the jungle and be successful with. But in terms of actual traditional junglers, it's just a real struggle for me. So currently, I am not working on my champ pool, and I'm just working on the champs that I have top lane and working on acclimating them to the jungle because we don't have a lot of time. Our first game is on June 1st, so I want to be able to be at least a serviceable player by the time I get there for my team. Currently, I'm probably around the skill level of a D4 to D3 jungler. However, I want to be like a D2 to D1 jungler for my team. You know, I really don't want to just be practicing new picks and bring it in and, you know, be playing at a lower rank than I should be. So playing at a less optimal pick better seems better for me as we go into the game because, yeah, I want to see my team succeed. This is our mid laner, Athena. He has really good mental. I think one of my biggest issues with him is he probably doesn't play enough solo duo. I would like to see him play more, but he practices well with the team, so it's not too bad. So over here we have Athena. If we go into Flex, we see he's been playing a ton of Victor and Flex with us. You know, he plays Victor, Ori, and he has a couple other melee champs in here. We have assumed, so if you guys look at the champions of the people that we're looking at, you know, I said Yone and Yasuo for the other guy, Hippogriff, but we're assuming that Yone is going to be banned, so we have him practicing his second string pick. Just as we assume that probably Diana is going to be banned for Athena, so we're practicing his Victor and his Orianna. The comp that we have made, we can actually just slot in their main champions if need be, but we're playing with under the assumption that they're going to be banned. If they're not banned, then we're just going to slot those in. But it's good that people see us practicing on these champs because then they're going to look at it and they're going to ban incorrectly, as one might say. Athena's biggest weakness is probably that he's super quiet and he doesn't know how to ask for help when he is suffering mid. I think he kind of just wants to make sure that he's not griefing the team and wants to let us do our own thing, but sometimes the best thing that he can do is ask for help when he needs it, and I feel like sometimes he just really suffers hard in laning, especially because he's not asking for help. Other than that, I mean, you know, he's practicing adequately, so just a good player overall. When I drafted this team, we kind of had like a free draft where we all picked from a pool of players, so 8 captains and 32 players to choose from. I specifically chose players with good mental, such as Hippo, Athena, Tail Whip, aka Jet, and IREP, aka Anti-Flash. The reason why I chose these people, certain people may have been considered better skill-wise. However, I really like their mental, and I think the longevity of a league that lasts for like 6 to 7 weeks needs to not have mental cracks. However, one of the biggest issues is when you get people with good mental, is that they're generally not very disagreeable. However, disagreeable players have really loud voices, and so comms generally get along better, assuming they're not tilted. Altogether, I think his champ pool is significantly thinner than the other players. However, it's not that big of a deal because his melee picks are pretty good, and unless they're going to sink 5 bans into Athena, you know, he's got enough to cover it. So looking not too bad. So the next player on this list is currently Diamond 2. The next player on this list is Tail Whip, aka Jet, personal friend of mine. He is currently Platinum 2 in solo queue. He was my first round draft pick. I really like the way that he plays weak side ADC. It's kind of a rarity for people to see nowadays, and he's not super disagreeable. His champion pool is really nice. He plays just about everything under the sun, and he plays them all pretty well. His Seraphine is especially feared, and it's probably going to garner a ban, which is why we're practicing the Senna. And the Senna also plays really weirdly because he plays it fasting, and so we have to kind of alter the way we play our game state in order to fit it in. If they ban the Senna and we get the Seraphine, or we get like an Ashe or a Sivir, it really doesn't matter. They're going to want to ban out the Seraphine simply because Jet's very good at it, but it's overall pretty much a sweep. I think that his biggest issue is that if he gets too behind, he just starts getting absolutely clobbered. It's kind of like at the point where, depending on how often you play behind, so for example, if you guys have watched my streams or watched me play, you know that I'm very often getting the absolute shit beaten out of me. So the way that I climb back from some deficits is pretty impressive, but it's only because I have the experience of getting absolutely clobbered so many times, right? I think that if Tail Whip, aka Jet, has had more experience getting clobbered, he would be performing better in those tight situations. Again, that's why we're practicing as much as we have, and we've seen him starting to play more solo queue in order to benefit that. Hopefully we can see him around Diamond, where he's going to be practicing and, you know, getting clobbered, which is going to be good for his growth as a player, but going to be sad for his mental as a player. He's also kind of quiet in comms, but not too quiet, so it's not a massive issue. Our last player here is Anti-Flash, who is currently sitting at Plat 4 on his main account, although that is not the account that he's playing with us with. The reason why he's not playing with us on this account is because he doesn't use Flash on this account. As it is called Anti-Flash, as you may have garnered. I really don't share his view on how Flash works and how he considers it to be bad. However, he runs Flash in our games, so yeah, I'm not going to complain about it too hard. I'm just going to kind of roll with it, and I'm going to say, okay, you know, you do you in your personal time. You know, as long as you're running Flash with us, it's all good. He performs really well with Jet. They have really nice synergy. He plays super weird picks, you know, Maokai, Shaco, Scion, Jarvan. You know, he's just running whatever in the bot lane. However, it does really well with Tail Whip, and their synergies are awesome, so I just kind of let that shit go. Overall, the way we can make comps with like these really weird flex picks, you know, like when we have Scion, Jarvan, Maokai, Shaco, like those champions as support, you really don't know where the fuck those champions are going to go. You know, you can just kind of put them anywhere and they'll still be moderately useful. So his champ pool is actually impeccable. It's kind of sad because we can't run traditional supports, but with Jet, doing the way he does, you know, I really don't want to run traditional supports. I like supports that can kind of carry their own weight just so they never really sink bot lane. Sometimes we suffer a little bit towards the mid game because of that. However, the way our team is structured, our mid to late is actually really strong. So just the fact that we can have bot lane play weak side because of these interesting bot lane picks makes IREP a really good asset to the team. Overall, one of IREP's biggest weaknesses is his need to push to talk because of his background noise a lot. It's actually a real struggle with his communication. His comms when he is talking aren't bad, but that push to talk definitely hurts us. And he also works a lot because he has to pay bills or something. Can't believe him having a full-time job. Disgusting. We're gamers out here and we should be borderline homeless. So, you know, we don't really endorse this, but he is a pretty good player, so I guess we're okay with it for now. He practices really well, so we support that, and we just kind of like the way it's going. Overall, this is my team. This is the exact team that I had mock drafted before we got in. So we got into the Tilt Champions League, and I drafted this exact same team. I'm very happy with it. They've been performing very well in Flex Queue. We're going to be scrimming probably in a few days, and I'll be uploading some of my scrim footage here, and it's going to have full comms and everything, so you guys can kind of see the way I think and the way I talk. We're also probably going to do some VOD reviews so we can see what they do right and what they do wrong, and then we can cover that too. If you guys are looking for some similar coaching, the way I break down their OP.GGs, the way I will be coaching them in the future, I do coaching for $20 a session, or I do $50 for 3 sessions. I do 2 up front, and then I do 1 a week later to follow up with the person, seeing how much they've grown and seeing what they need to improve upon. If you guys enjoyed this, be sure to drop a follow, a sub. Membership's $2 a month if you guys want to check that out. And if you guys are watching this right now, we are currently live on Twitch. Be sure that if you guys want to catch when I'm going live, or you guys want to see when I post a video, or want to talk to me at all, make sure you join the Discord in the description below and just at me with any questions you have. Have a great one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I look forward to posting more of this team. Deuces.